My name is Kamla Hawkins and I'm 28 years old. I got married to my colleague Daniel 2 years ago. Daniel is a bit older than me and he told me he liked me first. It took some time, but eventually I got pregnant after we got married. The baby is due later this year. Now that my morning sickness has gone away and I feel better during my pregnancy, I'm starting to get everything ready for the baby. I lost my parents when I was young, so my husband's parents have been a big support to us. They're really excited to become grandparents for the first time. They live in a countryside area, so we don't see them often. They'd always remind me to take good care of myself and eat well to have a healthy baby. They send us fresh vegetables and fruits they grow themselves. Lately, I've noticed I've gained a bit of weight, maybe because I've been enjoying all those fresh veggies and fruits so much. I have an older sister named Sophia Baker, who is 32 years old. She's married and has a sweet 3-year-old daughter named Maya. Sophia's husband, David, adores Maya and often jokes, "I won't let anyone marry her. If they ask, I'll scare them off." Sophia just laughs and says, "Oh, stop it, you." Since I found out I was pregnant, Sophia has been incredibly supportive and helpful. She gives me lots of advice and acts like a great mentor. If you ever have any questions, just ask me, okay? I've been through this before, so I can help. She also gave us some baby stuff she doesn't need anymore, which will save us money. Whenever I have appointments with my gynecologist, Dr. Rodriguez, Sophia usually comes along with me. Dr. Rodriguez is very experienced and trustworthy. Once my husband Daniel joined us for a session. The doctor emphasized, "The most important thing is the health of the pregnant woman, right, Daniel?" Daniel nodded seriously, agreeing. "Absolutely. She shouldn't be doing heavy lifting or reaching for high things. It's okay for her to exercise moderately, but don't overdo it," the doctor advised. Daniel listened carefully and then reassured me, "Don't worry, I can handle the cooking and grocery shopping. I'm happy to help with cleaning and laundry too," I asked him directly. He smiled and agreed, "Of course. It's not much different from what I do now. I can take care of the heavy shopping, like drinks." It made me really happy to see him so supportive and involved. After we got married, I decided to quit my job and now I work part-time at a local supermarket. My job involves being a cashier and restocking shelves. I work 3 days a week for about 3 to 4 hours each day, which isn't too taxing for me. There are many women at work who have kids, so they understand my situation and often give me advice. Lately, Daniel's job has become more demanding. I know what he does because we used to work at the same company. He's in an office job, so except during the busy financial reporting season, he shouldn't have too much overtime, I remind myself. They've started a new department, and I've been made team leader for a group of younger staff, he mentioned. I need to work hard now that we're expecting a baby. But I worry about him pushing himself too much. "Don't overdo it," I caution him, and he reassures me, "Don't worry, I take breaks when I need to." One day I received a call from my cousin Luke Cohen. "Hey Cam, I need some advice," he said. Luke, who is 2 years younger than me, got married to Alice last year. They've been together since high school. Alice is pregnant, and she's been having awful morning sickness. She can't stand the smell of food and hardly eats anything. "What should I do?" he asked. "Well, if she can't eat bread, let her eat cake, right? You sound like Marie Antoinette," I teased. But seriously, when I was pregnant, I just avoided foods that bothered me and ate what I could manage. Staying hydrated was important, and chewing mint gum or candy helped with the nausea, I advised. "Got it, thanks. You always know what to say. I'll call you again if anything else comes up," Luke responded gratefully. Sophia, who is my elder in motherhood but younger in experience, lives nearby. Since she's self-employed, she has more flexibility with her time. We've had plenty of opportunities to hang out even before I got married. However, Daniel's behavior began to change as he started working more on weekends, claiming he needed to sort out paperwork from the week. We were spending less time together, and I could feel him becoming more distant. One night, I brought up my frustration about his frequent weekend work. "Can't you manage your work better? You said you'd help around the house, but I feel like I'm doing everything," I complained. My belly was getting bigger, and even simple tasks like cutting my nails were becoming a challenge. But he brushed off my concerns and asked for more support, saying, "My work is really important right now. Can't you be more understanding?" "I get that, but I'm struggling too. Look at my belly. I'm working hard for our child as well. Please don't just dump everything on me," I replied. "Besides, what I heard, is it about seeing another man? Do you mean my cousin Luke? He helps me with shopping when you're not around," I clarified. "Cousin, really? We've been meeting for a while now. He's part of my family, so naturally, we see each other," I explained. "Anyway, please be patient with me a little longer." As the due date approached, tensions remained high. When labor started, I went to the hospital with Sophia. Dr. Rodriguez told me, "You're ready for the delivery room. After the birth, you'll stay for postnatal care." Daniel couldn't be there for the birth or help with hospital preparations due to work, so Sophia took care of everything. 5 hours after arriving at the hospital, I gave birth to a boy. Despite the pain, the midwife said it was a straightforward delivery. Seeing my baby's adorable face made everything feel worthwhile. That night, Daniel finally visited the hospital. Dr. Rodriguez warmly said, "Congratulations on your wife's hard work. Hold your baby and enjoy this moment." I was tired but excited to see Daniel's reaction. However, he didn't smile and remained silent after seeing the baby. Then he asked, "Is he really my child?" "What? That's your first thought?" I was shocked and speechless. Dr. Rodriguez reassured us, "Give it some time. You'll grow to love him." Gathering my thoughts, I turned to Daniel and said firmly, "This is our child. Let's work together to raise him." Despite my plea, Daniel remained impassive. Then, out of nowhere, he said, "Doctor, I have a request. Please conduct a DNA test for the child." What? I was stunned by his request. A DNA test? Did he seriously doubt that this was his child? It felt absurd and deeply hurtful. Dr. Rodriguez was taken aback. "Well, it's possible to do that, but these aren't the kind of words you should be saying on the day of the birth," she tried to reason with him. Daniel insisted, "Please, I need it." Feeling wounded, I couldn't hold back. "Do you doubt me?" "This is devastating," I cried out. The pain of childbirth suddenly seemed trivial. "I just want the truth. If the test shows he's really our son, that's all that matters. It would bring me peace of mind. Or is there some reason you're worried about?" Was he implying I had something to hide? It was a terrible accusation. "I don't expect you to thank me, but asking for a DNA test right now is beyond hurtful." As tensions escalated, Dr. Rodriguez reluctantly agreed. "All right, we'll proceed with the test." Feeling disheartened, I knew deep down that the child was Daniel's, so I braced myself for what was to come. After Daniel left the room, tears streamed down my face. I had hoped for his happiness, but instead he had doubted me so deeply that he insisted on a DNA test. Following Daniel's request, we conducted the DNA test and arranged to receive the results over the weekend. When he returned to the hospital on the day of the report, Daniel appeared unusually composed. Dr. Rodriguez handed over the report. "Let's get straight to the point. The test results show that the probability of Daniel being the father of the boy is..." Dr. Rodriguez paused before delivering the devastating news, 0%. This child is not biologically related to Daniel. I was in utter shock, on the verge of collapse. But how is that possible? I struggled to comprehend any explanation. My mind went blank. Daniel smirked triumphantly. "Just as I suspected. You tried to pass off a child from an affair as mine." He pointed accusingly at me. "We're getting divorced. You're solely responsible. Get ready for significant alimony payments." After Daniel left the room, I was left in shock and disbelief. I turned to Sophia and Luke for advice. Sophia listened quietly, then spoke firmly. "This is a false accusation. We need to clear this up." Luke, strangely smirking, assured me, "Don't worry, everything's fine on my end." Sophia snapped back, "This is serious, not a joke." Luke chuckled, seeming amused. I couldn't tell if they were taking the situation seriously or enjoying my distress. Later, Daniel called me. "I've decided to file for divorce. My parents support me. As the victim here, I'll be seeking alimony, maybe around $30,000. I'm thinking of leaving it all to a lawyer. Is that okay?" He continued coldly, "Oh, and you'll cover the hospital bills yourself. I won't pay a cent for someone else's child." I replied sharply, "Do whatever you want." "Fine, do as you wish. I feel like a stranger now. If you can't pay the alimony, I'll take the house and land." "It's my right as the victim," Daniel remained defiant. "Those properties were inherited from my deceased parents. I don't care. Anyway, I'm busy with the divorce preparations. I'll get in touch later." I shared this with Sophia and decided to focus on my next steps. Shortly after, I was discharged from the hospital, and Luke arrived to pick me up in his car. "How are you holding up? Feeling tired?" Luke asked gently. "I'm feeling much better now, but I need to stay strong for this little one," I replied, glancing at my baby wrapped snugly in a blanket. "That's right. I've got everything planned out. We'll make sure Daniel pays back double or even triple for what he's done," Luke assured me. As we talked, we pulled up to my house. Inside, everything looked different. Daniel had cleared out all his things, leaving the rooms nearly empty except for the baby items I'd prepared. There was a note from him. "I'm leaving the house and won't be returning. Don't try to find me at my parents' place. I'll contact you only when necessary." Realizing he might have gone where he usually handles matters, I soon received a call from Daniel. His timing was impeccable. I answered, and he immediately shouted, "Why did you send that to my workplace?" "Well, since you didn't tell me where you were going, I had no choice but to send it to your office," I replied casually. "You've made a mess. I had to explain everything to my boss, and now everyone at work is staring at me because of it. It all went according to plan. That's not my concern, I retorted. So you've seen the notice, right? Make sure you show up at the lawyer's office. Don't even think about avoiding this. Who said anything about running away? You better be ready. I'm going to fight this until the end. It seemed that the legal notice sent by my lawyer had reached Daniel's office. I could picture him feeling rattled. The plan to confront Daniel was slowly falling into place. Soon after, we gathered at the lawyer's office for the divorce proceedings. Daniel's parents were present as well. Sophia and her husband David, who works in construction and has always treated me like a sister, accompanied me. The meeting began. My wife cheated and had a child, trying to pass it off as mine and using my money. This is extremely deceitful, so I'm not only seeking alimony but also asking for the house and land in her name as compensation, Daniel asserted confidently. But I was prepared for anything. My lawyer began to explain. I understand your concerns, however, in a divorce involving infidelity, property division is still governed by legal principles, and not all demands may be met. My role is to mediate based on the facts and ensure fairness, Daniel retorted. Justice is clearly on my side here. Having a child with someone else and trying to pass it off as mine is essentially fraud. I might consider involving the police, his parents chimed in. Camilla, this is devastating. We were so happy about our first grandchild, only to find out it's not Daniel's. It's heartbreaking, especially for the child. Regardless of legal outcomes, please raise the child well and make amends, Daniel's parents added. What you've done is unforgivable. I'm entirely innocent and the victim here. It all hinges on Camilla reflecting on her actions and apologizing to me. Do you have any remorse or intention to apologize? Daniel was convinced of his impending victory. Now is the perfect time. No, Daniel, the one who needs to reflect and apologize is you, I responded calmly. Taken aback by my unexpected retort, Daniel stood up. What are you talking about? I know everything. What if your affair partner found out? I might seek compensation from him too. I've invited someone here who knows about your actions, I continued teasingly. Are you out of your mind? I'm the victim here. Daniel was now on the defensive. I'm the victim here, so who are these witnesses? I declared. Thank you for waiting. Please come in, I beckoned, and two individuals entered the room. Daniel looked stunned. And who are you? I asked the first person. I'm Dr. Rodriguez from the maternity clinic, the first person answered. And you? I turned to the second person. Hi, I'm Luke Gowans, Camilla's cousin, the second person replied. You're Camilla's affair partner. Did you have a child with your cousin? Daniel demanded, his voice tinged with accusation. Don't be disrespectful. My wife, Alice, is pregnant, and I've only ever sought advice from Camilla as a friend, Luke clarified. I've never seen her in any other way. Please don't make baseless accusations. Luke, isn't that a bit harsh? I interjected, trying to diffuse the tension. I'll have to scold him later, Dr. Rodriguez interjected with a wry smile. Sorry about that. Please let me explain, I urged her to continue. Thank you. Let me make it clear. Based on the DNA test results, the baby is unquestionably the biological child of both Daniel and Camilla, Dr. Rodriguez stated firmly. Daniel was visibly shocked and exclaimed, but the test showed the child wasn't mine. You must have paid off someone to falsify the results. My husband, who is the hospital's chairman, confronted the technician, and he confessed tearfully. We have a recorded confession. Even I felt like confessing when faced with that husband, Dr. Rodriguez explained. Daniel clenched his jaw. Camilla's sister brought a strand of your hair and requested a retest. Normally we wouldn't proceed with this, but after hearing her side, we agreed. The second test confirmed that the baby is indeed yours, and we have terminated the technician who assisted you. His actions compromised the integrity of our hospital, Dr. Rodriguez concluded. Daniel, why would you do such a thing? I confronted him, standing up. Sophia spoke up on behalf of the speechless Daniel. It's because Daniel was the one cheating. Daniel's parents were left speechless, their initial shock apparent. Daniel was the cheater. We saw him with another woman downtown on a Saturday, I revealed. He claimed he was working that day, which seemed suspicious to us. We asked Luke to investigate, Sophia added. Yeah, I used to work part-time at a detective agency in college, so I know how to dig into these things. We gathered plenty of evidence of his affair. Here's a recording of their conversation, Luke explained. Sophia played the recording on a digital recorder. Daniel and the woman's voices were clear. We'll manipulate a DNA test to make it look like the child isn't mine. I'll use that as proof of her cheating with someone else, maybe her cousin. I have photos, and I'll accuse her of infidelity. Then I can blame everything on her, file for divorce, claim alimony, and since she had a child with another man, I'll take the house and land too. I'll be seen as the victim in all of this. There won't be any issue with us being together after that." Daniel looked stunned as the recording played, unable to speak. "I'm a genius, aren't I?" "More like a villain than a genius," came the woman's laughter on the recording. Sophia stopped the recorder and Luke added, "The woman is Leah Turner, your colleague from the same team." Daniel's face went pale at the conclusive evidence presented. He had no defense left. "Now that the truth is out, it's my turn," said the lawyer with a smirk. He produced various documents from an envelope and continued, "Here are Camila's demands. Firstly, she requests a divorce from Daniel. Regarding the forgery of the DNA test, she won't pursue legal action, but she will seek compensation from Daniel and Leah. Additionally, Daniel will be required to undergo property division and provide child support." Daniel's parents were stunned by the unexpected turn of events. Pressured by Camilla and Sophia, Daniel capitulated. I filled out the divorce paperwork and Daniel completed his portion. The finalized divorce form was witnessed by the lawyer and promptly filed. Leaving the lawyer's office, we celebrated at a nearby restaurant. I was officially divorced from Daniel. I received a substantial amount of compensation and child support in a lump sum. I named my son Landon, and it seemed his grandparents had advanced the funds. Daniel found himself ostracized from his family, burdened with debts he had to slowly repay. His affair with a collie led to both of them being dismissed for violating company policies. Now struggling to find stable employment, Daniel worked part-time at a gas station. Meanwhile, I focused on raising Landon, taking a leave from work. The compensation money I received was sufficient for us to live on comfortably. Landon brought immense joy into my life, and capturing his moments on camera turned into a surprising source of income when Luke edited and uploaded our videos online, which gained popularity. I received tremendous support in raising Landon, not just from Sophia, but also from my colleagues at the part-time job, especially the older women who helped with grocery shopping and deliveries. The store manager, who often assisted with these deliveries, turned out to be a kind and hardworking man who had gone through a divorce himself. Unbeknownst to me, the ladies at work had been subtly trying to set us up. As Landon turned 1 year old, the store manager proposed to me. I admired his humble demeanor, fairness, and how he treated everyone with respect. Our interactions during his grocery deliveries quickly turned into a deeper connection, and I happily accepted his proposal. Landon, too, grew fond of him, and I trusted him completely to care for my son. We're taking our time with marriage preparations, enjoying this new phase of our relationship. Recently, Landon started calling him manager or dad, which filled my heart with happiness. Watching Landon sleep peacefully, I made a promise to myself not to let this happiness slip away again.